I am here with the circle time of the wolf. This is a dedication to wolves as well as an invitation back to the wild. I will be circling you as I do. What's telling you about the lives of wolves? I'd also be remiss to not mention that I might have a little coffee. I realize you might be trying to sleep. So, I hope the thought of coffee sends you into a sweet sleep in anticipation of a fresh morning. As we speak, I have... Hang on, let me check. I have 996 subscribers. Some of you will have seen that seemingly I surpassed 1,000 subscribers the other day. But I actually ended up going right back down again below 1,000. So there was some issue there, but it's all okay. I'm almost there. So let's celebrate in advance of that. By putting on some heavy hiking boots, tough old leather, and closings for our feet. Encapsulations for our feet. Let us let us fill our flasks with coffee. Let us not forget a compass, map, and rainwear, of course. And let us enter the wild. I want to tell you about wolves. And their lives. Why do they howl? Why do wolves howl? They howl for many reasons. Of course they do. And one reason is to assemble the pack. When they have become separated. Makes sense, doesn't it? They want to know where each other is. They howl to assemble. But they also howl to attract a mate. Would that it were that easy for humans. You just howl. Of course, it must be a worthy mate. They also howl to assemble the pack, to hunt. It makes me think of the scene in The Lord of the Rings where Aragorn on horseback rallies his fellow riders to fight, taking his sword and clashing it against each sword of his fellow riders, of his army. assembling them to battle, calling them to battle, howling them to battle. However, did you know that wolves will also sometimes howl upon waking? An ever so casual morning howl, if you will. But know this. Wolves do not. Howl at the moon. They don't howl at the moon. That is fiction. An atmospheric fiction. An alluring fiction, but a fiction. Though has a wolf ever howled at the moon? I don't know if we can say that for sure. Whether they have or not. Surely in all the years that wolves have been around, and the moon has come by every night, surely a wolf has howled at the moon sometime. Surely. Stop calling me Shirley. And did you know that wolves typically eat ungulates? That's right. Ungulates. Now, ungulates. U-N-G-U-L-A-T-E-S. Osea. Uniform November Golf Uniform Lima Alpha Tango Echo Sierra. That's right. I know the phonetic alphabet. Ungulates, also known as hoofed animals, such as such as deer, moose, elk, or caribou. Horses are also an ungulate. I quite like the word ungulate. Ungulate. Goats. Goats are ungulates. Hoof animals. Seems like it would be hard work, in fact, to take down a moose or a caribou. And in fact, sometimes they do eat smaller prey, such as ice, squirrels, even beavers. They sometimes even eat fish. They can, however, go days without food. AKA what we silly humans would call intermittent fasting. Can I just say that it's a really sunny day here? And I have clothes hanging out on the line. And I can see them from my kitchen window. And it makes me happy. And just like our canine companion, the domestic dog, wolves will eat grass as intestinal scour. You know what? I'm sort of feeling quite like going outside now. So I'm going to finish this later on. And I wonder, maybe we'll be even closer to 1,000 subscribers then. I wonder. Okay, I'm going to be back in a little while. It is actually tomorrow. I was last circling you yesterday, when yesterday was today, and I have returned. And I have another coffee. This time it's in a paper cup. Paper. The Costa coffee cup again. And may I just say, that yesterday I surpassed 1,000 subscribers. And I'm so thrilled. So I was at the library and I was editing a video for my other channel. In fact, also sprach. And so yeah, I was at the library, right? And my plan, I had already recorded the first part of circle time that you just heard. And then yeah, I think I was at something like 997 subscribers. So I thought, right, I'm gonna go home, and then once I'm at 999, then I shall start recording again. So that my plan was that I would be circling you whilst I hit 1,000 subscribers. But I had poured a beer and I was eating Doritos. Just a wee snack before dinner, which I do sometimes. I snack before dinner. You're not supposed to, but I do. And anyway, I reached 999 subscribers when I sat down. And I was like, alright, I'm going to finish this and then I'll start recording. And then lo and behold, the 1,000 subscriber jumped in very soon after the 990. So who are you? Who are you, 1,000 subscriber? Put your hand up. I believe my bunny 998 subscriber has already put her hand up, so hello! I love that so much. And that's the train going by the way. And I'm just so chuffed. I'm so chuffed. I'm not one to sort of, I don't know, I'm not, what do I want to say? I think people often celebrate, do some sort of video celebration, and I have no idea what I would do. What would I do? This could be it, right? We're celebrating. I'm celebrating. I'm not great at I'm not great at doing things properly. I don't know. What do I mean by that? But just, there's certain things that one does. I'm not great at doing those things that one does. Oh well. But we are celebrating. We are. We are. And we're celebrating with wolves. What better way to celebrate? Did you know that a wolf pack will have 4 to 7 members. So it will be 1 dominant breeding pair, which will be the alpha male and female. Plus offspring plus adult subordinate and sometimes siblings. And the omega is the lowest ranking and often gets bullied, which I don't like the thought of. apparently they rarely attack humans. Apparently. Which for me isn't to say that I wouldn't be rather really rather. I mean really quite rather scared. If I were out in the wilderness and was being seemingly pursued by a pack of wolves, I just don't know if I would really relax very much. But then you don't actually have to be very fast to outrun a wolf. You just have to be faster than the person you're with. Or failing that, you just trip them. So a dog's hearing is, get this, 16 times better than ours. But a wolf has even more accurate hearing. Oh wait, acute hearing. Possibly as far as 6 miles in a forest, and 10 miles in open tundra. Which quite tells an interesting story about sound as well as wolves, doesn't it? I reckon. Now, the female is in estrus in late winter. And estrus is the biological term for what we call heat. You know, dogs in heat, cats in heat, etc. Which is something that occurs in some animals. Not humans. Humans are not ever in heat, per se. But wolves, yes. In late winter, and it lasts five to 7 days. And then they breed between January and April. Now, when I was writing this down, I was confused because I was like, okay, so heat is in late winter, but breeding is January to April. So, does that mean that the pups are born between January and April? Like, okay, does copulation occur during heat, which is what I assumed? Or is heat when pairs decide to get together? No, it must be that copulation, breeding, shall we say, happens during heat, which is late December, and then the pups are born January to April. That must be it. That must be it. And the reason it says January to April is because in the south it's earlier than in the north, which you'd imagine is to do with food supply. Right? Yes, I imagine. There is an exception, which is the Hebesian wolf. What? Hebesian wolf. Also known as the wolf of Ethiopia. And that wolf mates between August and November, and apparently is just north of the equator. The gestation period is 59 to 68 days. Those are very precise numbers, 59 to 68 days. No round numbers with these researchers, which is good. Let me just have some coffee. So good. So very good. So very good, so very good. Da 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 Now, where do wolves live? Why, they live above ground, is where they live, except for when they're rearing pups, which is when they use dens. That's right. These can be burrows in the ground. They can be old, unused, enlarged foxholes, or beaver dams. Or even the base of hollow trees and logs, or rock caves. rock cave. Stop it. So a pack may, in fact, dig several dens. I don't know if that's all at one time or over the course of their lives. I wrote myself notes, but they're not as extensive as they could be. Oh, this is cute. Adult wolves may lie on higher areas, overlooking a den where only the mother is allowed to enter. And if undisturbed, they may use the same den over and over. Each year. This is pretty cute. Well, I'm running out of coffee. I am in fact down to my last sip. I'm going to have it now. And thus concludes the circle time of the wolf. I hope that the wildness of these wolves stays with you. For you too are a wild being. We all are. We just forget it sometimes. But you are wild. You too are an animal. Don't forget it. Okay, well, thank you so very much for listening. I will be back with another circle time soon. I promise. And any ideas for future circle times are much appreciated. I've been watching a lot of Killing Eve lately. Again, for the fourth time or so. So the Russian inside of me has returned with vigor. Okay, I shall go now. Thank you for listening.